Hi y'all, I'm back with another video. This video is going to be about an abundance mindset versus a scarcity mindset. I really want to talk about this because a lot of the things that we do on a daily, the things that we say on a daily, can contribute to whether we have an abundance mindset or whether we have a scarcity mindset. I see it in myself and I see it in other people as well, and I'm noticing how I am trying to like shift it and move more towards an abundance mindset, and how doing that, how it has changed my life and how it's brought my desires into my reality. It's made such a huge difference since I've changed habits from being like scarcity habits to abundance habits, and it's really brought my desires in once I made the shift. So I really just want to talk about that because it be the littlest things that really just contribute to whether you have either or mindset. The definition of abundance is the situation in which you have more than enough of something. You are fulfilled, you have it, there's plenty to go around, like that's what you want to think. The definition of scarcity is a lack of something. There's a limited amount. You think there's a limit, you think there's not enough, you don't have it. That's just scarcity. When I had a scarcity mindset, I said a lot of things like, I'm broke, I don't have enough, I can't do that, it's just like this, life is just like this, it just sucks because of the economy. I was just so pessimistic, and it wasn't even also like I was trying to be intentionally pessimistic. It was things that I would say, like, you would just be, I broke, I ain't had the money, like, so I was always constantly saying it. Or like when something would come up, I'm like, I don't have the money, I'm broke, I can't. Poor people, like poor me, like, and that was again when I was in that poor me mentality, which is something I also talked about in my video where I talked about the book Celestine Prophecy. You should go watch it. It talks about the 4 control dramas, and one of the control dramas is having a poor me mentality. So I used to live like that when I was broke and I had lost my family home. I wasn't really working. I was like, I'm broke, I can't do this, and I don't have enough. I was just always using that type of language, and language is really important because word is powerful. Like, word is bond, it's powerful. When you speak, you are like, our voices have vibrations. They have they have a feeling in them, they have a frequency. So if I'm putting that frequency out, the universe do not know the difference. Let me tell you something. The universe do not know the difference between negative and positive. It does not know. So whatever frequency you on, that's what it's gonna give. If I'm always talking about I'm broke, I'm this and that and third, the universe is like, oh yeah, you broke, let me give you more broke things. Let me give you more of that, because that's what you're giving energy to. That's what you're talking about. That's what you're putting your focus and your thoughts on. So let me just give you more of that. So that was something that I used to do. One thing that I used to do a lot was steal. Okay? I used to steal. I don't mean to be snitching on myself, but I used to like take. I used to just be like, well, I can't afford it, so I'm gonna kind of like sneak and take this. And I used to do it a lot. Like, I'm honest, I'm not gonna sit here and say like, sometimes I still, a little subject, a little, nothing crazy. But back then I was doing it a lot. I would just take from like stores and Target and all types of places. Like, I would just take and steal. Like, I would just take and not give, and would just be stealing, because I was telling the universe, like, basically I can't afford these things, so I'm just gonna take them. And so the universe is like, oh, so you're just gonna keep stealing, and I'm not gonna give you the means to be able to afford them because you just said you can't afford them, so you could just keep on stealing. And that's just gonna be your life. And that's why, like, if you notice people who like rob and steal and take, they have to constantly do that, because they are telling the universe, like, this is what I do, and this is the only thing that I can have. Like, this is the only thing that I must do in order to have these things. So they have to keep doing it, because again, they're constantly telling the universe, okay, well, this is what I have to do because I can't afford it, I can't buy it. So you have to steal. I used to do that. I used to do that all the time. And I actually read something in a book. Let me actually grab the book that I read. I'm telling y'all, books of my life, like, they've made me who I am, and they just changed my whole life entirely, or whatever. Let me show y'all me and mommy again. Ah, we cute. He's so cute. I love him. I manifested my man too, y'all. So okay, so this is actually the book that I read that basically was like, if you steal, you are telling the universe that your life is about, like, you're a stealer, like, you're a robber, and like, you take, and I shouldn't give you the money because you basically say you're broke, so you can just keep on stealing, and that's how you're gonna live your life. An example of a way I used to take was, like, I used to go to Target and I used to go to self-checkout, and I would ring up 1 or 2 things. I can buy like 1 or 2 things, but I would steal like everything else. But I would steal like a lot. Like, it was a lot. So I basically was reading this book and it said that, and I was like, ooh, I do be stealing. From that point on, I started to like basically pay for everything. Like I was like, I'm gonna start paying for everything. No matter if I think I can't afford it, I'm just gonna pay for it because I need it and I can't afford it. So that's when I started changing my language, stopped saying I was broke and like stuff like that and I can't buy it. So I just started paying for everything. Like now I don't steal anything. I pretty much don't take anything unless it's like an accident or something. Like I might forget to ring something up, but like 9 times out of 10, like I'm paying for everything. I'm not skipping out on something that I need but I feel like I can't afford it. I'm going to buy it. I'm sorry, I'm gonna buy it. I have learned to just get it. If you need it, you need to just invest in it and you just need to get it because there's a reason why you need it. And then again, I'm telling the universe like I can afford this, so I'm just gonna get it because it's a part of my lifestyle. It's a part of me. So the universe is just gonna give me, and this is exactly what happened. It just started to give me the means to afford the stuff because it was like, all right, well you're telling me you know you need this, so I'm gonna give it to you, and the way that you get it is because you have money, and so I'm gonna give you more money to do the things that you want to do because that's a part of your lifestyle. That's what you do. And so I'm basically telling the universe like I can afford it, so I buy it. I buy whatever I need. I add a little maybe extra what I want, and you know I feel like the universe is like, oh okay, she be buying what she need with that money, so I'm gonna give her more of that money because she got it. I'm gonna give her more, you know, and then she could keep buying what she want. Whereas like if I was stealing, it's gonna be like, all right, well I don't need to give you money because you be stealing, so you're just gonna take it anyways. So that's what you won't keep on doing. But it's like, I'd rather have the money to buy it than have to steal. Because if you really think about it, a person who robs, they get the stuff. But like, let's say, okay, a person who robs, like they rob for soap or whatever, right? Like they rob a bar of soap. Okay, or like let's not even say a bar of soap. Like I robbed some jeans or something. Like the robber, he robs the jeans and he takes the jeans. So he got the jeans, but his way of getting the jeans was different from me. Whereas like I pay with money and I can afford it. And so it's just easier for me. Like I'd rather be able to, we both got the jeans, but I'd rather get the jeans with money. I don't want to steal because stealing is going to lead me to jail. And I don't want to have to keep dealing with people and like, you know, stuff like that. I just want to have the money to get it. So it's easy peasy, 1, 2, 3, and it's an exchange. Because at the end of the day too, even at Alchemy, I was watching this anime, it's called Full Metal Alchemist, and like he was really talking, like I remember specifically from that anime, it's like there's always an exchange. So even if you, like when you take stuff and you don't give, you're gonna have to give in some other way. So a robber, they take, but they have to give in some other way. So maybe they have to give their life because they go to jail for it, or they have to, you know, like they lose out on something else because you can't take without giving. It's everything's an exchange. That's just alchemy. That's just a part of it. And I remember watching that anime and like they spoke about that. By me taking the jeans and I give the money, I've done the exchange. Boom, it's done. Whereas like a robber, they take, so they're gonna have to give in some other way. And then they might not want to give what they have to give, but they have to because that's just the law. That's just how it works. So that's something that I had to learn. And once I stopped doing that and I stopped stealing and I stopped, you know, saying I was broke, I started to just be able to afford things. I started to just get random bouts of money. I started to like, you know, just, you know, I had people who would buy me things or I would get like huge discounts or stuff like that. Like it just comes in different forms. So that was something that I noticed, that I was in a scarcity mindset. I think this is a really good book to read if you want to understand the difference between an abundance and scarcity mindset. But this book is specifically about money, but it's a general like good like abundance mindset book, like how to live fully from divine abundance. Like this is a really great book, so I definitely recommend this. But it's called It's Not Your Money, and that's what essentially I was saying about the exchange. Like it's not yours, it's not yours. So it's the universe's. Like it's everything is circulating. So if you give, you're gonna have, like if you take, you're gonna have to give. It's not yours, so you're gonna have to do that. Like it is what it is. So love this book, highly recommend it. And yeah, so those are my like scarcity mindsets, right? Those are my scarcity habits. I started to pay for everything I needed to pay for. I stopped saying things like I'm broke. So now I say things like the money's coming, I'll get it back. Like if I spend a lot, I'm like, well, I could easily make that back. You know, I have different means to make money. I have multiple sources of income. Because I'm basically telling the universe that I'm giving energy to that. So the universe is gonna be like, yes, here's more, because that's the vibration you want. Or like different things like investing in my appearance, right? Like I feel like investing in your appearance is a form of abundance. Now a lot of the times people are like, oh, I can't afford certain clothes, or I can't afford certain like beauty products, or I can't afford, baby, it is so many options nowadays. I feel like that's kind of like a cop-out. There's so many options, there's so many ways that you could like, you know, invest in yourself, and it doesn't have to be crazy expensive. We have people who do like DIY budget stuff. So just figure out a way, like, you know, figure out a way to make it happen rather than always thinking about why it can't happen, how it's not happening, what you're not doing, what you don't have. Like, you really just have to shift it, but it takes time. This is something that I want to like solidify, like I want to reiterate too. It takes time. The same way you learn to just speak that language and just be talking like that, you have to unlearn and you have to, like, you know, reverse it. So it's going to take time. You have to catch yourself. So the ways that I feel like you have to shift it is, one, you have to be more present. When you're more present, you notice things. You notice certain things. You notice certain things about yourself. You notice certain things about how you talk. Because if you're not present, you're just unconsciously doing things all the time. And again, that's what's gonna, like, you're creating at the same time. So you're just unconsciously creating. But like, if you're present and you're more aware of your language and you listen to how you speak, you might be like, oh, you could catch yourself and be like if I say I'm broke, I'll catch myself and be like, and still sometimes I do that today. Like, I'm like, oh, I can't afford that. Like, I can't buy that. And I catch myself like, no. I will be able to afford it when, you know, like, I'll say something else. I'll be like, no, I have money, but there will come a time where I'm going to buy that, you know, instead of being like, well, I can't, you know, but there will be a time when I can buy that. Or I'll be like, you know, the money is in circulation right now. Like, I don't say things like I'm broke. I'll be like, well, money's in circulation right now, you know, so when it circulates to me, it's gonna come back tenfold. Like, I just change the language. So you have to be more present because you have to be aware of, like, the unconscious behaviors that you might be doing to catch yourself so that you can shift it, because it's all about shifting it, and it's practice. It takes time. So be more present, listen to your words, and pay attention to your words, right? Consume more inspiring content. Consume things that will show you that you can obtain something. If you don't see something, then you're not going to think that you can get something. If you don't see it in, like, your vicinity, or it seems too far-fetched, you're not gonna think you can get it. Whereas, like, if you, let's say you watch like a girl's content and she's 25 and you're 25 and she's done it, so it makes it seem more attainable. It's like, okay, well, I actually can get that because she's 25 and I'm 25, or she lived in Brooklyn and I live in Brooklyn, or she lived here and I, like, you know, she's done this and I've done this, so I can get it. It's like when you consume more inspiring content, it just shows you what is attainable and what you can get, and then again, it gives you clarity. You can become more clear on what you want, and you could see that abundance is possible. It's not just for some people. You can get it. So you have to be inspired, and again, you also have to have something to want. You know, you have to have, like, things that you desire so that you know they're obtainable. So consuming other people and seeing that they've done it is really good to, like, help you feel like you can do it and feel like, okay, the world is abundant, you know, money is going around. A big thing that I'm noticing, like, right now, and I'm actually working on, is, like, a lot of the times, like, people are so pessimistic about the economy. Now, we know the economy is terrible right now. We know it's a lot of hoopla, and especially in the US, that's where I live, it's a lot of hoopla, it's a lot of things going on, inflation, it's just too much. I live in New York City, baby. It is expensive. It is, the economy here is crazy. It is hard, but I'm learning to, like, not pay attention to that. I'm learning to have, like, understand that I'm living in my own little universe. I have to be realistic, but I'm still, like, I'm living in my own little universe, and in my universe, I'm not gonna sit here and say, well, I can't have that because of the economy. What? I can have whatever I want. Are you dumb? I'm not gonna sit here and say that, and I'm learning that, because I do be like that with inflation, this and that, and I'll be trying to say, like, oh, well, nobody wants to buy anything because no. There are people still buying stuff. I be watching content and, like, videos and stuff like that, and people still be buying stuff. I be going around, my friends have brands and stuff like that, they be buying. So it's like, I have to get out of myself. Having inspiration and people around me that are doing it helps me to know that I can do it, even though the economy is bad, or even though to some people it's bad, or even though that's, like, a thing that's going on right now. But for me, it's like, you know, I don't have to pay attention to that. I don't have to, like, say that, and that doesn't have to be my reality, you know, or I can work my ways around that and, you know, shift my behaviors and language around that to attract what I want and see that it's attainable. Visualization, very important. You need to be able to visualize the things that you want and the abundance that you want, because it's going to put you in a good feeling and it's going to bring that abundance. Again, talk about this all the time. We are magnetic beings. We have to put ourselves in the frequency of what we want, and so you have to put yourself in an abundance frequency to attract abundance. So visualize abundance, visualize things that you want. This is so important to, like, to an abundance mindset. Like, it's so important. You need to give. You need to give, baby. You need to give. You need to be, like, you need to spend the money. You need to give. And that was the other thing too that I had to learn with, like, stealing and stuff like that. Like, instead of me, you know, hoarding money and trying to keep it, and I need to give it and I need to spend it in order to let it circulate back to me. So you need to give. You need to donate. You need to give to people. You need to, like, help, like, you know, and I'm not saying, like, just be giving out your money, being willy-nilly or whatever the case may be, but you need to be giving, you know. And if you want to get things, you need to be giving. And you also also can't be in a vibration of like giving just to get, you know. You have to just give because you understand that there's more than enough. You have to just, that's the vibration you want to be in. You don't want to be in a thing where it's like, oh, I have to give this because I think that I'm gonna get this back, and like if I give, it's gonna return back to me because I gave it. No, you need to give because you understand that you have it, you have enough, and you can give it. Okay, you have, that's how you have to, like, that's an abundance mindset. I don't mind paying extra for something, or like when I go out with my friends, I'm like, I'll pay for the Uber or something because I'm not, or like, you know, I'm not all the time, but there's times where I'm like, you know, y'all, I got y'all, I'll pay for the whole Uber and nobody has to send me money. Or like, you know, I'll go to a dinner and I'm like, you know, with my friend, I'm like, you know what, it's on me. It's on me because I got more than enough. And I'm not sitting here like, well, she better give it back to me. No, or they better give it back to me. No, I'm just like, you know what, I got more than enough. I'm feeling abundant. Let me just pay for it. I got you, girl. Let me just buy it for you. Let me just do it, you know. And that's having an abundance mindset. You have to give, you have to spend the money, you have to give it, because if you are hoarding the money, you are telling the universe like, I don't have it, so I have to keep my, I have to hoard my things, and I can't because I don't have it, and it's limited, and it's a limited supply, so I have to keep it. Whereas like if you giving, it's like, oh, it's gonna come back, I'm giving, it's coming back to me, it's circulating, it's doing what it needs to do. And that's why it's not your money. It's not money. Give it and let it circulate and do its thing. And another thing I want to talk about from this book is this book talks a lot about like the universe is working through me. So the universe, if I like, let's say I do something nice for my friend and like I give her, like I got paid for her dinner, it's not, the universe put that in me and put that abundance mindset and put that sign in me to do something nice for her. Now maybe she really needed that, and maybe she really needed for me to pay for it, or like she didn't need to spend her money, but like I came in and helped her. And so that's the divine working through me, which kind of is what this is not your money kind of thing is. So you have to spend it. When you get that sign to spend something, 9 times out of 10 it's the universe working through you. But a person with a scarcity mindset would be like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not giving that to her because I'm limited. I don't have it, so I'm not doing that for her. Whereas like an abundance mindset, if I get the inkling to do it, I'm like, no, fuck it, I'm gonna do it because I got more than enough, period. So definitely giving is an important part of, you know, being an abundance mindset. But again, be careful. Like I'm not saying just spend your money and be crazy and do all this, like be realistic. Like, but at the end of the day, if you can do it and like, you know, it's on your heart and you really want to do it, just do it, because the money's gonna come back. If it's really on your heart, and then that's when it's really on your heart, that means the divine is speaking to you, speaking through you. Just do it, and the money's gonna come back tenfold on that hoe. Like, so just do it. Last thing is like, you know, spend more on yourself, invest in yourself. Again, this goes back to giving. This goes back to, and then giving to yourself. You know, let's say you buy like a pair of jeans or whatever. You buy the jeans or whatever. The person who owns the jeans business, that's gonna be nice for them. They're gonna be like, wow, I got a sale. Da 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 da. You got your jeans. It's a whole like co-creation. It's beautiful. So it's like, give to yourself. Like give to yourself, give to others, and invest in yourself, and just do that. Like speak highly of yourself, and that is going to help you have an abundance mindset. Something that I would recommend doing is like noticing when a person has an abundance mindset or scarcity mindset. Pay attention to how like a person acts, and how they're very like, people who don't have a lot of money or they're very like broke, how they act about money, how they move about money, or people who don't get opportunities or things like watch their practices and the things that they say. Watch it, pay attention to that, because you will start to notice. Because that's what happened to me. I started to notice it and I was like, oh, this person do be saying they broke a lot, and they do be broke, you know. Or this person do be saying they do this, like they do be on this time and they don't get nothing, like, or they be acting weird towards people, doing weird things, and then they're weird, you know. Like it just be like, you, when you start to notice stuff like that, like you really see it, and you really see how it shows up in the world. That's like people who are like, I'm not going to eat healthy because I can't afford healthy foods. That was something that I used to do a lot too. Like I used to eat so trash. Like I noticed the difference between when I invested spending money on like healthy foods versus where I would like buy junk because I'm like, oh, I can't afford, and da 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 da. At the end of the day, right, let's be realistic. Healthy foods can cost a lot of money, but if you're going to a restaurant, you're eating healthy food, obviously it's going to be very expensive. Whereas like if you go and you make your own food and you invest in your groceries and you invest in buying healthy things, 9 times out of 10 them things are cheaper. Produce is cheaper than buying those name brand box stuff and box foods and stuff like that. Like if you just make it from scratch. Now obviously you have to put more time into it, but invest in yourself and your time and your health, and don't have a scarcity mindset thinking that you got to feed yourself disgusting food and junk food because you can't afford it. And if you notice, people who do that, it shows up in their life. You could see it in their life. You could see it in the way they eat and how angry they are and the way they move. And so it's just like, please invest in yourself, have that abundance mindset. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you can kind of understand more, a little better about the difference between an abundance mindset and a scarcity mindset. And again, I highly recommend paying attention to how you might be contributing to either mindset and how other people might be contributing to either mindset and how it shows up in your reality and their reality. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.